Our objectives in this lesson are the following. Identify the notation to be used in formulating hypotheses. Illustrate one-tailed and two-tailed tests. Differentiate null and alternative hypotheses. And formulate null and alternative hypotheses on a population mean. Let's have a quick activity. Choose and match the mathematical expression to its corresponding sentence. G here stands for grade. Number 1, I have 5 line of 9 grades. I have 5, so G is equal to 5. Number 2, I have at least 5 line of 9 grades. At least 5, so it could be greater than or equal to 5. Number 3, I have at most 5 line of 9 grades. At most, so meaning it could be less than or equal to 5. Number 4, I have less than 5 line of 9 grades, so G is less than 5. Number 5, I have more than 5 line of 9 grades, so we have G is greater than 5. Let us deepen your understanding in hypothesis. A statistical hypothesis is a statement about a parameter and deals with evaluating the value of a parameter. You already know that there are two types of hypotheses. Here are additional information about them. For null hypothesis denoted by H sub 0, the claim is that there is no difference between population parameter and hypothesized value. There is no observed effect. And this one is important. Initial claim is based on previous analysis or specialized knowledge. On the other hand, alternative hypothesis denoted by H sub 1, the claim is that the population parameter has some statistical significance. It could be different, greater than, or less than, with the hypothesized value. There is an observed effect, and this is the hypothesis that you might believe to be true or hope to prove true. There are 4 steps in stating the hypothesis. Number 1, identify the parameter. We already mastered this topic in our previous lesson. Number 2, identify the claim to be tested that may show up in null or alternative hypothesis. Number 3, translate the claim into mathematical symbols or notations. And last one, write the null hypothesis followed by the alternative hypothesis. That must be the pattern. Null first, followed by the alternative. Some examples are, we have here for null, so we use equal sign. For alternative, we have not equal to. It could also be, we have here less than or equal for null and greater than for alternative. Or we can simply write equal in our null hypothesis. And last possible one is, we have greater than or equal for null and less than for alternative hypothesis. Just like in this one, we can also express our null hypothesis here using simply equal sign. To guide us in the symbols to be used, here are the common phrases with its corresponding notations. We use equal sign if we encounter phrases such as is equal to, is the same as, is exactly the same as, or has not changed from. And we use this for null hypothesis. For not equal to, we use this symbol if we encounter phrases such as is not equal to, is not the same as, is different from, or has changed from. And we use this symbol for alternative hypothesis. We use less than if we encounter phrases such as has decreased or decreased from, is less than, is lower than, is smaller than, or is below. And we use greater than if we encounter phrases such as has increased or increased to, is greater than, is higher than, is bigger than, or is above. Less than and greater than are both used in alternative hypothesis. We use less than or equal to if we encounter phrases such as is at most, is not more than, is less than or equal to. And we use greater than or equal to if we encounter phrases such as is at least, is not less than, or is greater than or equal to. We use less than or equal to and greater than or equal to for null hypothesis. Let's have an activity. Show me in 4 steps. Perform the 4-step process in constructing hypothesis. Number 1, the average Filipino is 156.41 centimeter tall. Is this claim true? First step, again, we have to identify the parameter. And the parameter here is the average, denoted by mu. And what is the claim? The claim is that average Filipino is 156.41 centimeter. Since we have the word is here, then this falls on our null hypothesis. So our null hypothesis would be the average Filipino is 156.41 centimeter tall. In symbol, this would be mu is equal to 156.41. The counterpart of is not, and that would be our alternative hypothesis. In symbol, this will be mu is not equal to 156.41. Let's have another one. The standard deviation of IQ level is 15. The researcher suspects that the standard deviation in ABC Senior High School is less than 15. First step, parameter. So what are we talking about here? We're talking about standard deviation, and that is denoted by sigma. And what is the claim? The researcher suspects that the standard deviation in ABC Senior High School is less than 15. Since we have less than here, then this will fall on our alternative hypothesis. So sigma is less than 15. The complement of less than is greater than. So we have sigma is greater than or equal to 15. Remember that the null hypothesis should contain the equal sign. Or we can simply express this as sigma is equal to 15. Last one, the licensure examination for teachers has an overall passing rate of 33% last year. Graduating education students believe they can do better this year. So we are given here 33%, and this is a proportion denoted by P. And what is the claim? The claim is that it will be better this year. So the passing rate of licensure examination for teachers will be better. Since we have the word here better, this means it is greater than. So this will fall on alternative hypothesis. So this is P is greater than 0.33, the decimal equivalent of 33%. And the complement of greater than is less than. Since null hypothesis, we should have or equal to. Or we can simply use P is equal to 0.33. You already know about the one-tailed and two-tailed test. They are also called directional and non-directional test. For directional or one-tailed test, it could be left-tailed or right-tailed. Remember that the type of test depends on our alternative hypothesis. For left-tailed test, then we have less than for our alternative hypothesis. For right-tailed test, we use greater than in our alternative hypothesis. For non-directional or two-tailed test, we use not equal to in our alternative hypothesis. To determine the corresponding null hypothesis, we simply get the complement of our alternative hypothesis. The complement of less than is greater than or equal to, or simply write equal to for the null hypothesis. The complement of greater than is less than or equal to, or again, simply use equal. For not equal to, the complement of that is the equal sign. Let us have another activity. Tell me the direction. Construct the hypothesis and determine the hypothesis test. A principal at a certain school claims that the students in his school are above average intelligence. A random sample of 30 students' IQ scores have a mean score of 112. Is there sufficient evidence to support the principal's claim? The mean population IQ is 100, with a standard deviation of 15. IQ scores are normally distributed. So first thing to do is to determine the parameter. What is the data that tells about the population? We have actually two. We have the mean population, which is equal to 100, and the population standard deviation that is equal to 15. But our sample is about the mean IQ scores. So therefore, the parameter that we are going to use here is the mean IQ, which is equal to 100. So H sub 0 mu is equal to 100. And then what is the claim? The claim is that the students has above average intelligence, and that will fall on our alternative hypothesis. Mu is greater than 100. Since we use greater than in our alternative hypothesis, this is a one-tailed test. Specifically, this is a right-tailed test. Remember, greater than right-tailed test. Let's have another one. As per record, first-time takers of driver's exam have 37% passing rate. The LTO would like to determine if it will be different next year. What is our parameter here? We are given here 37% passing rate. One of the definition of null hypothesis is that the initial claim is based on previous analysis. And it says here as per record. So this will be our null hypothesis. We have P is equal to 0.37. And what is the claim? That it would be different next year. So this will fall on our alternative hypothesis. P is not equal to 0.37. Since we use not equal, this is a two-tailed test, meaning it has no direction. Last one, on the average, it takes less than 1 week to learn how to drive a car. First step, what is our parameter? It is average. And the claim is that it takes less than 1 week to learn. So less than falls on our alternative hypothesis. So we have H sub 1, mu is less than 1. And the complement of less than is greater than or equal to 1. That will be our null hypothesis. Or we can simply use equal to 1. Since we have less than in our alternative hypothesis, this is a one-tailed test, specifically a left-tailed test. Try this, fill in the table. So we have to determine the null, alternative, and the test direction. Number 1, the average passing rate of grade 11 students is 97%. So our parameter is average, so mu is equal to 0.97. And our alternative will be the complement of equal, so we have not equal to. And if we have not equal to, it means there is no direction. Number 2, it takes on the average at least 15 days before a package from Canada arrives in Manila. The parameter here again is average, and it says here at least 15 days. When we say at least, it could be more than or equal to 15. And that will fall on our null hypothesis. So H sub 0, mu is greater than or equal to 15. The complement of greater than is less than. Since this is less than, then this is a left-tailed test. Last one, the average price of a particular SUV is at most 1 million. The parameter here is average. And it says here at most 1 million. When we say at most, it could be less than or equal to 1 million. And that falls on our null hypothesis. H sub 0, mu is less than or equal to 1 million. And our alternative hypothesis will be the complement of less than, and that is greater than. And greater than is a right-tailed test. For the summary, here are the things that we discussed in this lesson. Take time to understand this. Now, it is time to check your understanding. Pause this video for more time. Let us answer like in our previous activity. Let us fill in the table. Number 1, a teacher on average works more than 8 hours a day. Our parameter here is average and it says here more than. So this falls on our alternative hypothesis. Mu is greater than 8. The complement of greater than is less than or equal to, or you may use simply equal to 8. For the test direction, since this is greater than, this is a right-tailed test. Number 2, the average runtime for most laptops is 3 hours. Our parameter here again is average and it is equal to 3. That falls on our null hypothesis. The complement of equal is not equal to. And not equal to means there is no direction. Last one, the teacher claims that the daily average attendance of her online learners is at least 70%. Our parameter here again is average and it says here at least 70%. When we say at least, it could be greater than or equal to. And that falls on our null hypothesis. Mu is greater than or equal to 0.7. The complement of greater than is less than. And less than means left-tailed test. Gets? Our next lesson is identifying appropriate test statistics involving population mean.